I'd like to tell you a little bit about the Centre for Next Generation Localisation and how you'll be able to see videos on this channel that will give you an idea of our vision for next generation localisation. Before we can understand what's involved in next generation localisation, we need to understand current localisation practices. Localisation is the industrial process by which we take digital content, which may be web content, technical manuals, software or publications, and translate them simultaneously into a number of target languages appropriate to different markets in different locales. And that process will involve cultural adaptation of the content, transformation of data and character formats, and in the case of software also ensuring that the translated or localized software still works correctly. And as an industrial process, this needs to be done with high throughput, consistent quality and low cost. However, the localization industry is experiencing numerous challenges. First, there's the general change in the balance of product and service flows as a result of globalization, which means Ireland no longer enjoys the central position between the main localization clients in North America and the European markets. Also, there's been a major change in the way software and services are developed, with new web and mobile-based business models resulting in a perpetual beta view of software development that in turn results in a constant stream of software and content that needs to be localized rather than the periodic version releases that we're used to. Also, there's the increasing importance of user-generated content as applications and content increasingly rely on user contributions. The localization industry has to deal with trying to translate these to provide the benefits of user-generated content in different markets. So, the Centre for Next Generation Localisation is a consortium that's been brought together with funding from the Science Foundation Ireland, with the idea to assemble a critical mass within Ireland to help the localisation industry within Ireland ascend the value chain and try and address some of these challenges. The main academic contribution to CNGL comes from 4 Irish universities. Dublin City University, which provides expertise in machine translation, translation technology, multilingual information retrieval and semantic model evolution. There's University College Dublin, which provides expertise in speech synthesis and recognition and semantic model generation. The University of Limerick, which hosts the Localisation Research Centre with its expertise in localisation standards and workflow. And Trinity College Dublin, which has expertise in personalisation, adaptive hypermedia, text analytics, interaction design, service integration and management, and semantic interoperability. And these 4 universities collaborate closely and in close cooperation with a number of industrial partners. So our vision for next generation localisation both tries to address the needs of enterprises in supporting the customer globally, but also is increasingly having to be aware of the needs for multilingual communication in society in general. So to date, the localisation industry is really focused on the product delivery aspect of supporting the global customer. So that's translating products into different locales so they can be understood in different languages by different types of customers. However, we increasingly understand that those customers aren't just talking to enterprises, but they're talking to each other, they're talking about the products and services they're consuming, and sometimes they're getting into very organised groups to do so and even to contribute to those products. So increasingly enterprises have to understand how to deal with this relationship in a multilingual way. So in customer care, we have to understand how users increasingly find solutions to their problems not from the corporate website but from other users through question and answer, user forums. And sales and marketing has to understand how to observe social media and the opinions that are expressed about products in those, and the intelligence they can pick up about what users really want. To be able to interact with our users in this collective way, we have to understand how they go about sharing resources. So how do they go around sharing help on technical issues? How do they go around sharing expertise in languages and language resources? We have to understand how they use online social networks to organise themselves and use their collective intelligence to produce real value. And we also have to understand the individual motivation and learning goals of users in getting and customers in getting involved in these collective actions. So the CNGL Demonstrator Programme is where we bring our ideas together in pursuing the aims of next generation localization through scientific collaboration that results in research prototypes that benefit from major industrial input from our industrial partners in terms of business and use cases, data and software. We also treat this as a large interoperability laboratory where we can look at issues of how web services and metadata can ensure smoother interoperability in next generation localization systems, and we bring these together periodically in public showcases. So the videos on these channels are the result of a public showcase that was recently held in Microsoft offices in Dublin in November 2010. This showcase was split into three main themes. First, bulk localization workflow, where we look at the core enterprise localization activities, but also increasingly how does it interact with different types of customers and different types of user organizations. So core to that is the service-oriented localization architecture solution that allows us to plug in different types of workflow automation and language technology solutions in a service-oriented bus. We have the localization knowledge repository that addresses quality assurance in the source content and making that available to a much wider range of potential localization users. There's Exla Phoenix, which looks at the interaction between translation and translation memory and how we can retain information about prior translations to help in that process. We look at how we can adapt statistical machine translations to support specific domains and also to deal with inline markup, which is a problem in this domain. We look at how we can support the post-editing of machine translations by specific translation recommendations, providing translators with the best option between translation memory and machine translation. And we also look at how language technology in the form of text classification can help translation reviewers. The second area we look at is personalised multilingual customer care. Here we look at issues of multilingual information retrieval for customer support, where we look at different combinations of machine translation and information retrieval techniques. We also look at how we can motivate the crowd to annotate existing customer support content with richer knowledge, which in turn then allows us to explore new ways of adaptively composing and presenting user support content to the user in a way that's tailored to their needs. And finally, we have the personalised multilingual social networking area. Here we're interested in how corporations can follow the discussion of products on social media such as Twitter and Facebook. So the social utility client is a mechanism for plugging linguistic technologies into these feeds, and with that we can then look at issues such as sentiment tracking or trying to build a model of users' knowledge on a particular product. We have one example application, Translator, which applies machine translation to tweet microblogging, and we deployed that successfully in the summer of 2010 during the FIFA World Cup. We look at how we tune machine translation engines when dealing with multilingual interpersonal communications in social media. We look at how we can improve social media applications, in particular multilingual ones, and their interaction design. And we also look at how we can combine speech synthesis and speech translation to help with the learning goals of people learning a new language, and particularly learning the pronunciation requirements of a new language, and doing this in a personalised way. So I hope you find the time to look into these different demos in more detail in the following clips. And if you want to find out more, please feel free to visit our website. Thank you.